Morrow and Spiezio up next. There you see the finishing touches of the practice session for the top seed team. Weber-McDowell on your right, Mickey Spiezio to your left. And for the first time in the championship finals this evening, Mike Durbin, there's been a strategy change by the team that's above Weber and McDowell.
Well, we should explain that the team coming on has the choice of how they want to finish. And as we talked to Spiezio and Morrow in the interview beforehand, they said that they wanted Morrow to finish in the 10th frame. And he's going to finish on that left lane, which means that they're going to make the team of Weber and McDowell start the match. Weber and McDowell, meanwhile, have opted not to switch lanes. At least I think they have. And so McDowell's going to stay on that left lane, which means that Weber's going to have to strike out in the 10th frame this time. McDowell's done it twice to keep him alive.
Okay, the practice is over. We are bowling for real now. $28,000 on top.
And more important, 3 of these bowlers have never won. One of them has won 29 times.
I don't think Weber has more titles than all the finalists on the telecast this evening combined. And he'll try and help his partner, Mark McDowell, win his first. McDowell opens the match. Left-hand lane, likes the shot. Oh, my goodness, solid 10. Think the crowd is pumped up, Mike?
I'm pumped up. I don't know if they are or not. I'm ready.
Oh, it's been an interesting evening. Weber and McDowell started in the number 5 slot. They've been running the rail at this point, coming into the quarter pole, the final quarter.
You know, I was only in this position one time when I bowled with Gil Sliker. We won the doubles crown back in 1983 in Las Vegas. And we were discussing how we were going to finish. And I frankly told Gil, I said, Gil, he hadn't won a tournament then. I says, I don't want to step up in the 10th frame and strike out to win your first title. It's your job.
Yeah, that was smart thinking, because you're right. There's so much pressure to win your first. Mickey Spiezio, 51 years of age.
And he kind of rocks back and forth and then starts. Very simple game with, solid 10, both players. Well, tit for tat right here.
Well, Mickey Spiezio, there you see the average. He was tops among the seniors this week average-wise, and he bowled just absolutely brilliantly.
218, I'm telling you, that's a lot of guys
better than you.
One tournament's averaging 218. Chuck Pierce is shaking his head up here saying, I didn't average that much.
That's right. Chuck bowling this week, handling the statistical analysis, as he does each and every week on the PBA Summer Tour. Chuck, we need for you to be out there one of these weeks so we can talk about you. Spiezio, hang on. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. That's the second or third time a 10-pin has been missed on that right-hand lane. There's a slick spot out there.
Third time, but it was nerves, Denny, because Spiezio practiced the 10-pin on that lane.
Well, his younger half will have to step up and try and get started on the right foot. Boy, Spiezio threw such a great shot to open, left the solid 10, then missed the spare.
Boy, 3 shots, 3 solid 10s. We hadn't seen that many the first 3 games.
There you see Mickey, boy. He's working on that gum a little bit right now. Tremendous competitor. He'll bounce back. You won't have to worry about him. Weber-Morrow, 25 years of age, having an excellent year, his best on the PBA Tour. He's won over $51,000 thus far. He's ranked 18th in the money.
And he can identify with missing 10-pins, as he missed one in Las Vegas that really hurt him.
Didn't miss that one.
Well, since that time, he's gone to a strategy of throwing a ball hard and a harder ball that goes straighter at his spares, and he's missed far fewer of them.
Might be a good tip for the average player out there.
Weber shrugging those shoulders to get loose.
Times as Juanita looked on and watched Dick Weber throw a key strike, and of course now she gets to watch Pete. But don't forget John and Dick Jr., a couple of good bowlers as well in that Weber family.
Yes, it's a bowling family all the way through. I wonder how many 300 games that family has.
The whole family? Gee, many Christmas. Well, let's see. I know Dick's got 20. Pete's probably got close to that. Jeez. Everybody in the family's got one. Does Juanita have one?
I don't know if
we'll give her one. All right, Dick really lamenting at this point.
Watching on. Come on, partner, he says. Come on, partner. Oh, and another solid 10-pin.
Look.
Look at Weber.
Somebody sent a messenger down there. Tell Weber to relax a little bit. He's never going to make it through the title match. Oh, what a competitor he is.
57 years old, 29 titles, and he wants to win this one probably more than the other 29.
You know, I talked to him earlier in the week, Mike, and we were chatting about that. He said, Denny said, I feel more pressure to win now than I ever did because I know I'm running out of time.
I can't believe that.
I didn't believe it either. I told him, I said, you're going to bowl for the next 30 years, and you know it. Well, McDowell covers up on the 10. It's been an adventure shooting those 10 pins here this evening. Now Mickey Spiezio gets a chance to redeem himself here on the right-hand lane. Left the solid 10 and then just couldn't quite keep the ball on the lane.
And should mention that there's a towel on the ball return there that Mickey uses that is a wet towel. He uses a solid wet. It's just anathema to me to even think about it, but he likes it. Light. And he says, the heck with that solid hit. I'm going to all reliable.
That's right. Made the adjustment. Little tickler on lane 16. And I'm sure he's probably breathing a lot easier at this point.
He's going to breathe easier if his partner can bite into that 11-pin lead with a double here and cut it to 1.
They teamed just magnificently all week long.
And Rowdy, who averaged 230 this week. Fantastic.
That's 230, right?
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of strikes. Well, he's come close to victory. He'd like to notch.
Lost that one a little. And did not get the lift and left the 5-pin.
And there you see his parents standing by.
Pounds that rosin into the thumb hole. A lot of players like to do that. Get a little rosin in that thumb to help hold on to it better. He just lost that ball entirely.
Well, it's a game of nerves out there, especially when you're bowling for a PBA national title. Covers up on the easy 5-pin, and we're in the opening stages of the title match. An 11-pin lead for the team of McDowell and Weber. Still plenty of bowling left. Tour will head to Cheektowaga, New York for the Greater Buffalo Open. Wednesday night, August 5th, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We had a sensational tournament there last year, and bowling fans in the East really come out for that great Buffalo tournament. Some healthy checks this week, Mike.
28,000 to that winning team split, of course. 15,000 the second, and third splits 10,000, 85 and 7.
It's amazing. Some of these senior players are making more money in these seniors tournaments than they did in half a season back in the old days.
And here's Spiezio's 10-pin that he missed, and Denny and I have different opinions on this particular shot. Denny thinks that there's a slick, if I can get it out here, in the middle of the lane and cause that ball to slide to the right.
I don't know if it's on the middle of the lane. I just think the outside, the last 5 boards on the right-hand lane, you mentioned it before, are out of bounds when Ron Palumbi threw one out there. I know one thing, you got to be careful.
That is definitely true, but
the whole key is if you set it short, does it hook early on that cross alley spare? I don't know.
Well, we haven't seen anybody missing on the left yet.
Nope. Weber trying to set up a strike. In frame number 4, his team leads by 11. Boy, he dropped that at the foul line. And I have a feeling he's counting his blessings at this point.
And he rubbed his back. I don't know. He hurt his back on that shot. It was really an awful shot, to be quite frank about it. He's concentrating, gets right about to this point here, and loses it. Boom. See the hand go out to the right there?
He looks like he's surfing at that point, doesn't he? Weber's hanging 10 over the foul line.
Didn't throw that one real well either.
He's down on one knee, coaching at home. Every shot, Mike, is just so critical in a title match.
Well, the pressure builds, especially when your partner gets that strike, because then the onus is back on you. Well, I've got to get a double because my partner's doing so well.
Last year, it was Joe Berardi and Tita Semez who ended up winning this tournament, the East Coast connection. Now it's the boys from the Midwest. And Weber obviously enjoying that shot. Mark McDowell with just a dandy of a shot on the left-hand lane.
And he's had every ball solid this time. That's the first time he didn't leave a solid 10. Spiezio and Morrow every ball in the pocket. Only one strike to show for it, and a missed 10 pin.
This is an amazing start the way Mickey gets lined up.
Only been a professional for 4 years. He's cashed in every seniors event. Light, and he says that light hit works pretty good.
Well, he's had light hits the last two. What a terrific amateur career he's had. He's won over 40 amateur titles, bowled in the FIQ back in '78, won a couple of gold medals, so he is a storied amateur player.
Right now he wants his professional partner to get a double and put him ahead by a pin.
Well, Rowdy has picked him up all week long, and there's no time like the present.
Rowdy looking for his first strike. He averaged 230 this week, which is a 5-bagger every game, and right now he's looking for his first strike in the championship game. Right there. And knocks that 10 pin out. Says, all right. Well, that makes you feel a little bit more relaxed. Got that 10 pin out there. He was looking at it all the way.
Blow that air out a little bit. Hey, when you're facing one of the greatest of all time, you can't give him much room.
Let's see how well Weber throws this. If he can respond to the challenge one more time. A little extra time. Light. Oh, there it is again.
Oh, and he's shaking his fist at his partner, the Weber wall shot. How many years have you seen that 5 and 7 trickle and fall at the last moment?
Well, the thing, I mean, it was at the last moment. Weber really didn't get his thumb out of this one real clean. Watch the delivery. Gets to here. Thumb barely beat the fingers getting out. The head pin goes to the wall slowly. And the 7 and 5 fall the last. Head by 9 can make it 19.
And they could double right back if McDowell strikes here. Little Light swishes the rack, and once again the 5-pin disrupted en route to the 7.
Same type of hit. He had the second one in the 10th, only it carried there. I think this one's going right down to the old proverbial wire here, Dan.
It wouldn't surprise me. Had some great match games this week when both the senior and the touring pros struck out to win. Boy.
You know, it's amazing. A lot of people, they don't give those seniors enough credit. Those guys can still throw strikes when they have to.
And we've got a first here. We've got a senior asking for a re-rack here on this right lane. Spiezio, who, to be quite honest, the last 2 shots has really not thrown the ball as well as he did the first time on this lane, but has come in light and got that light hit. Is fighting his release just a hair. Needs to get that thumb out just a little quicker.
Is that because you're tense?
Yes, exactly right.
All right. Well, I know everybody that's watching is a little nervous at this point.
Can take the lead with this one. Just enough.
Well, that ball caught just enough of the right side of the 5-pin to chip it out of there. And so big turkey for Spiezio and Morrow, and they lead by 2.
Morrow, who seems to have gotten his act together the last frame. See if he gets this ball out on the lane a little bit or loses it again. Right there, solid 10. We've got a 1-pin match.
Well, that 6-pin just whistled around the 10 that time. Wow, what a shot that was. Doesn't get too much better than that, Mike.
Key shot. Now he goes to the harder, shinier ball to shoot the spare.
8th frame. He can't afford to miss it now. He's got to make sure he covers this spare. Dead center.
Now we've got a 1-pin ball game at this point, Mike.
Both teams working on spares. Weber up now in the 8th, but a critical shot may happen in the 10th. Weber will bowl the 10th frame for his team, which he hasn't done thus far.
Have to wait and see. A lot of bowling left to be done. The week 10. The week 10 Well, it's set up. If he makes this, McDowell will be relaxed to strike in the 9th frame to give his team the opportunity. We're going to wait and see. It's a 2-pin match right now. If he makes this, both teams will be on spares. It'll be 2 frames for $28,000. And somebody's first title. Somebody's going to win their first title here.
That's right.
Weber says, I'm not missing it now.
And there you see Mark McDowell eyeing lane 15 here at Red Carpet Lanes in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Graphically, there's a description of the championship game here in the Kessler Seniors Touring Pros Championship.
2 very professional games. Almost every ball in the pocket. The only error, a missed 10-pin in the first frame by Spiezio. McDowell backs off.
Didn't like the grip. Well, like it or not, this is Mark McDowell's final shot here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He'd like to make it a good one.
He did. His best of the week, baby.
That was a one-hopper to shortstop there. That ball had no chance to do anything but hit the 1-3 pocket on the fly.
We definitely see what his reaction is under pressure. That's a little more loft, a little more speed, a little more lift.
All right, now 51-year-old Mickey Spiezio from Crest Hill, Illinois, just outside of Joliet.
Throwing his biggest shot of the week right here. Leaves the 4-pin. We got a 1-pin match. We could have a tie, Dan.
I know we could. Nothing wrong with that.
Definitely not.
Haven't had one all summer.
And again, in a tie, we'd have a 2-frame roll-off similar to the 9th and 10th frame of a regulation game. We go right into that. No commercial break.
First things first, pick up the 4-pin. Mickey backs off.
No mistakes now.
Nope. Just takes a little extra time. That's experience showing itself.
Yeah, he should. He absolutely should. If he misses this, it would be such a deflator. This team would almost have no chance. He's got it.
Well, he's done his job thus far in this championship. Now it's up to the younger half, Rowdy Morrow of St. Louis, to come up with a big turkey.
And remember, this is the way they wanted it. They wanted Morrow to finish. In the interview, Spiezio said he had confidence in his partner. This first one is so big because if he gets the first one, it almost eliminates the tie possibility. It would force Weber to get that first one in the 10th to strike. If they fill 20, if he goes strike spared. But they cannot shut out the team of McDowell and Weber. They can't shut them out. He knocks it out of there. Woo!
Well, that's strike number 1. The 8-pin and the 10-pin a little late in leaving, but nevertheless, they find themselves in the pit.
Well, there's any number of possibilities right now. So,
well, the best that Spiezio and Morrow can do is shoot 217.
That's right.
Okay, and the best that Weber and McDowell could shoot would be 226. But
there's anything could happen in between too. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Well, that's why they bowl the championship match. A couple of hearts pounding right there.
4 for sure. Oh, what a pretty shot. I mean, he threw that one so well under the pressure.
Very firm, very crisp.
And good lift with the fingers. That ball hit half pocket and just snapped that 8-10 right out of there. Now, if he gets 9, they finish with 216, would force Weber to get 2 in the 10th to win. If he gets 8, we could still have a possibility of a tie. So 9 or 10 makes Weber get 2, but Weber can still step up and win the match.
And how good will Dick Weber's nerves be through better than 40 years of competitive bowling?
That remains to be seen.
He's certainly been there a few times.
Boy, what a finish. What a finish.
Rowdy Morrow with a beautiful 10th, 11th, and 12th frame finish. 3 strikes. And that's about as good as you can do looking for title number 1.
And there'll be no tie then.
Well, there you see the graphic. Needs 2 strikes rather, to win the match.
Taking no time at all, stepping right up.
Well, you got to be decisive in this situation.
Correct. Tie.
And that'll do it. So Dick Weber gives it a run for the money, gets a handshake and a hug from his young partner, Mark McDowell. But it's the team of Mickey Spiezio and Rowdy Morrow who finally get themselves to the PBA winner's circle.
And their strategy paid off all the way. They thought properly. They made the touring player finish last and made the senior player finish on the opposite team, and that's what turned out to be the difference.
Well, you could almost see Dick, as soon as he let the shot go, realize that he just didn't project it the way he wanted to, and he still nearly ended up with a strike.
It almost set. It almost set.
Boy, how many times have you seen Weber get up there and throw a strike? And I know Dick has got to be disappointed, but at the same time, very pleased indeed with his performance this week. I know the fans have certainly enjoyed his play and Mark's play all week long. It was an exciting championship, and we'll be back, of course, to talk to the winners right after this. Now, who has some very good news for you two guys. This, of course, is Angelo DeSallo, Vice President for the House of Seagrams. And, Angelo, I know you have some words and a large check for this winning team.
I certainly do. By the way, if you don't know it, this is their first win, their first major tournament. We're very pleased to be associated with this event. Kessler's been with the sport for about 10 years, and this is one of the finer finishes we've seen. On the behalf of Kessler Whiskey and the House of Seagram, we'd like to present you guys with this facsimile check. Now, in case you're wondering, there's a real one waiting at the end of the telecast, but a job well done and a fantastic finish. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelo. Well, we'll start first with Rowdy, perhaps, here. Your thoughts about the big check?
The first title's always the best. I'd really like to thank Kessler. We should appreciate having a great sponsor. And the whole South Strike and Spare, they did a great job. And I think Wisconsin fans are number one. They're very knowledgeable, and they're great. Thank you.
Mickey, first PBA title for you, and you won it in just 4 years.
Well, I'm real happy about that, Danny. I had a great partner this week. We couldn't help but win with a bowler like Rowdy. He's great.
All right. Another fine gentleman stepping in, Jim Hartel, the president of the Wisconsin Bowling Proprietors, and he's got a gorgeous. Only brought one trophy in with you, huh? I know you've got a pair of them. You couldn't handle both of them.
They're too heavy. Rowdy, congratulations. It's been a great week. Mickey, great bowling, tremendous tournament. I'd like to thank all the fans in Wisconsin for coming out this week. We've had a great tournament, and we want to see these guys back. There you go.
All right. Oh, my, we got the whole family coming in now. The Spiezio clan and, of course, Rowdy's mother and father. We're going to run out of approach here in a moment or so. Mike Durbin, now that we've got everybody out here, and it might be a little more difficult to get to a couple of guys, what about a question for Mickey Spiezio, who wins his first title?
Well, we talked about it in the interview. Your strategy was to have Rowdy finish last, and you said that it was going to work, and you had confidence in him, and he did it, right?
Didn't I tell you that's the way I was going to do it? Rowdy was going to strike out and 10 win it for us. That was my strategy, Mike.
Take all the pressure off of you and give it to him, huh?
Right. He's got more experience.
We'll be back with a final comment here from Red Carpet Lane, so stay tuned right after these messages. I would venture to say that these two gentlemen will always remember the bowling fans in Wisconsin. Both of these fine gentlemen from the Midwest. There you saw the team that finished second, Weber and McDowell. What a great championship, and thanks to all of you for watching this evening as we leave Green Bay, Wisconsin. Next week on ESPN, the PBA Tour heads to enchanting Cheektowaga, New York for the finals of the Greater Buffalo Open. All the action comes to you live from Thruway Lanes next Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. Tonight's one.